guys, this is Deb. So I have not been live. Wow. Well, I guess it's been a couple weeks, right? So we are going to go ahead and make a card. Have been looking forward to this. So we're actually going to make a graduation card, and we're going to use the congratulations out of this Peaceful Moments stamp set. This is on the last chance items. It's one I absolutely love. It has so many just general sentiments in it. So that is what we're going to use. So let me go ahead and tell you the pieces that we need, and then we're going to get started. So this is a super fun card. So what you're going to need is 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Then you're going to need a piece of designer series paper that's cut 6 inches by 6 inches. Then we are going to need, and I haven't cut this yet, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 4 inches by 4 inches. Okay. And then we have 2 pieces here that are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So can you tell our card is going to be square? Then we're going to use some of this in color baker's twine. It's this right here. We're going to use one of the colors in that. And then we are also going to be using some of these round and square brads. So we just need one of these. So can anybody guess what we're going to make? We are going to make a graduation hat card. So super easy, super fun. And that's what we're going to do. So the thing I love about this, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 4 inches by 4 inches. And actually, you know what? I think I'm going to cut it 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. Yeah, 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. That way I'm going to get a little more stability in my card. So again, 4 1/8 by 4 1/8, and I'm going to need 2 of those. So I'm going to have a little sliver here left over on the one side. I think this should be, yep. All right, so we are done with our trimmer. Okay, so what we're going to do, so what I was telling you guys, what I love about this card is, I'm going to use this one actually. So what I love about this is you can do it in a bunch of different colors. So these colors happen to be the colors of our son's school. They kind of have like a light blue. So this is balmy blue. And so I thought, oh, you know, I'll make this just in case there's one of his classmates or whatever he would like to give a card to. This will be perfect. So think about it like that. You know, if you know some kids and you know these different school colors, and you have kind of a Stampin' Up color that looks really close, which I think most of them are, right? You can go ahead and use that. All right, now I'm going to show you what I did. So I had 2 of these 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And this one I already stamped in Versamark, and then use some white embossing powder and put congratulations. So that's what I would suggest you do for the top of your card. Okay, it's going to sit kind of like this. All right, so this is going to be kind of the top part that we want to show. Now, the reason and I just did that ahead of time just to save us. You could stamp it. You could put a strip of you know, a colored cardstock and put a greeting on it. You know, kids write on their hats today. You guys have probably seen that. So that'd be kind of cool. You could just do some of your own lettering. So, but that's what this is. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is because before we put this piece on, we are going to put on a brad and make a hole. And then we have to make our tassel. So let's go ahead. And what I'm gonna do is I want to find out where we are with 3 inches by 3 inches. So what I'm actually gonna do is, this is 6 inches right across like this. Okay, so if I put this together and I see 6 by 6, 3 is right there. So I'm going to take this like this, and then I'm going to put a dot right there with my take your pick tool. All right, and then because then if I do it this way too and do it diagonal, it's right there at 3 inches, and that gives me a nice middle mark. I know you guys probably can't see that. Let me see. Can you see it? Oh, probably not. That's okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these brads. Now, I'll tell you this too. You could use a white one, and you could actually take your Stampin' Blends and run over this with your alcohol markers and make it whatever color your card's going to be. In this case, I'm actually going to use a black one. So they come in a whole bunch of different sizes. There's some really little small ones. Those are probably all on the bottom. There are some circles down in there too. So just lots of different choices. And because they're white, you can make them any color you want. All right, so I'm going to take this brad and I'm going to put it right in that hole that I just made. Make sure I am going in the right spot there. Right through the cardstock. Because I don't want, of course, anyone to see that other side there. Okay, so there we go. Now I just pushed it through the hole. Now, before I do anything else though, I want to show you guys how to make a little tassel, right, that we're going to have to hang off. And again, this is that twine I just showed you. You could take some white twine that comes in like, I think there's a 5-pack, and it comes in some tan and white and black and I think navy in there. You could do that, and then again, take your markers, run across it, and you can make it any color you would like. All right, so this is what I did. I'm going to show you what I did because I think just so you know how to make one. I mean, not that it's difficult. I used the top of my scoreboard. So this is about 7.5 inches. Okay. And again, this one is pretty thick. So if you wanted it to be smaller, you could. We are going to trim the ends here. So I'm going to just pick a color. We'll pick this purple-ish. I think this is, what is this? It's not Orchid Oasis. I think I can't believe I can't remember, but it's an in color, right? It's a new in color. So what I did was I went across my cutting board once, and then I just made 6 strands. So literally I just go back and forth until I get 6 strands. So we'll just make another one. I don't know any place that's purple around here, or like a purplish kind of color. Oops, there we go. And again, we're just making that loop at the bottom and going back and forth. So this is my 4th one. I have 2 more, 5, and then 6. Now I will tell you, I honestly think you probably could get by with 4, 5. I don't know. I think I was getting a little, so I'm going to make it the same just because. All right, we're going to pop that one off. We're going to lay it over to the side, and I'm going to make one more string, just one more that's going to be separate from the others. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to fold our tassel and our linen or our twine in half. Then I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to go where just that single loop is, and I'm going to make a little bit of a loop at the top. And then all I'm going to do is take this other piece I have and give myself a little bit of room there because I'm going to use it to tie a knot. So there we go. So I'm finding where that little tassel piece is, and I have this little tail, and I'm just going to hold it, and I'm literally going to just circle this around like this. Okay, until I have another tail on the other end. Now all I'm going to do is I am going to tie it in a knot, and make sure it's over that area that I just put in. Okay, and then I'll probably just do another little knot. It kind of gets buried in the in the twine. So it's not like it's visible, but just so I know it's not going to come undone there. Okay. Now you can do one of two things at this point. We're just going to take one of these loops that we have, and this is what we're going to put underneath our brad. But if you wanted, you could use these right here and make another loop. But I'm going to go ahead and trim these off. So I'm just going to go right up to them. Oops, I need my other scissors. My good snips. But I have these out, so we'll just use these here. All right, so there we go. So there is my tassel. And now to finish it, I'll just show you guys on this one. Let me get my better scissors too. Okay, so now what I would do is actually go to the bottom here, and I'm just going to take all those loops I have and I'm just going to cut through them. So I don't have any more loops, and I have these little like tasselies at the end. And if it's too long, you guys could just trim those off. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead now and take the one that matches our paper here. And we are going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and trim or cut these little halves and make sure. So there we go. So now I'm going to go back to the top of my card, and I am going to take one of these loops, doesn't matter which one you want to take, and I'm going to wrap it around the brad here at the top. Okay. Now you guys could take all of them and wrap them around too, but I just wanted the one. But again, totally up to you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. Oh, you know what? Now that I did that, maybe I want to put all of them under there. That might actually look a little better. I don't know. What do you guys think? Now that I look at it, I'm like, that might look a little better if I have all of them under there. Let's see what I get. I do not know. I think I kind of like it like that. So I think that's what we'll do. So yeah, I definitely, if I did this again, I probably would do fewer. I'd probably do 4 or so. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over, and then you're going to take your brad and, of course, lay it out flat. Okay? And now we can take our piece of cardstock and put it right over top of this. And then there's our nice little tassel there on the top of our card. Yes, yep, there we go. Right, so again, maybe just a little fewer on top, but I still like it. All right, so here we go. So we're going to take this and adhere this piece of blue to the top of our hat. And again, you guys could do this 4 1/8 or 4 inches on both sides. I wanted a little less border, and so that's why I went with the 4 1/8. Okay, so there we go. I'm loving it. So if you guys can see, this is kind of the bottom of our card and the top of our card. And there's our little tassel. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of cardstock and we are going to fold it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to literally fold it in half. Now this paper came from Celebration, so you can use any paper you have, designer paper that you have that would match color-wise. This just happened to be one that I had. We're kind of in transition, right, with the new catalog. So I'm folding it one way, and then I'm folding the squares the other way. Okay, so basically you have 4 boxes. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn it one way, and you are going to fold the points together. All right, like that. And then you're just going to crease it one more time. Now, I am going to take the bone folder because it's going to make it so much easier for me when we go to try to fold our card. Okay, so now, and actually I probably should have done it this way. All right, so again, just to reiterate, I folded it this way to end up with a square, 3" by 3" square. And then we opened it up, and then we folded on the diagonal. Okay, so there we go. All right, here, this is what you do now. These two sides with the diagonal, what you're going to do is you're going to make it so that it folds up like this. Okay, everybody get that? So you're just going to bring it so it's like this, and then you're going to bring those inside, and this comes down. And that is how you're going to adhere it to your card. All right. Now, before we do the adhering to our card, what we're going to want to do is add our 2 pieces of basic white. And we're going to stamp a message on one, and then the other one we're going to leave blank so we can actually write a message. So this is what we're going to do. So our pieces of paper are going to be triangles like this. All right, so this is the one I'm going to use, and I am going to stamp this stamp, wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. So, you know, graduation, I think that applies because there is happiness, and it is a special day to graduate. So we're going to take our ink and we're going to stamp this in basic black, memento black, I guess, right? And make sure I got it good. And we're just going to stamp it right in the middle. There we go. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take our card, and again, I want this one to be in the top, and my blank one to be below to write on. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this. You know, it's funny, I was doing this card and I realized we don't use any dimensionals. So I thought that was kind of interesting. That's a rarity. Okay. So here we go. Stick this in the middle here. And make sure that you don't get it close to the seam here, because you do want to make sure your card will close. So, all right, so there we go. And now we're going to take our other piece and we're just going to adhere it right there. So I don't know, how are you guys? You know, the weather here is hot. It's been hot. It's going to go back and get cold again here, or a little chilly. I should say not cold, but like in the 50s. I think there might be a day of 40s. My husband was telling me it's going to snow. So I don't know about that. But needless to say, the last couple days have been pretty toasty here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring those 2 sides up again, and we're going to fold it in and down. And now we're ready to attach it to our card. So let me explain how you're gonna need to do this. So make sure you know you're gonna want your triangle to be like this. So the points, okay? And then you're gonna want to lay this in the middle. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and adhere the bottom piece first, but just make sure that your words are on the top, okay? Because we're adhering it to the bottom. So just be very cognizant, I guess, before you glue. That's why it's better for us to do the bottom, because then we can be a little more intentional with the top. And you can see this is what your bottom, so that should be pointing towards you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and lay this right down in the center of our card. And let me make sure I got it nice and straight. So again, you just want to make sure the border is correct all the way around. And then I think the easiest thing is to adhere adhesive right on your top layer. Is probably the best way to do it. And then when you take your hat, the top of your hat, make sure you know where the words are. And we kind of want those to be at the corner of our hat. And then you're going to just adhere that right down and make sure your points all line up. Okay, and then when they do, go ahead and give it a good press. But I really do like this card, you guys. I think it is so simple, and who would not love to get this in the mail or dropped in their box, especially in their school colors. I think that's super cute. So now when you open it, ta-da, this is what they're going to get inside. And I was looking at it and I thought, you know, most kids, they want money or a gift card or something like that. And I thought you could easily slide in a gift card on this section of your card if you wanted to. You could make this a little bit of a pocket here. I'm going to see if I have. Sometimes I keep like a fake card. I don't have it here. But you could easily slide one in this piece as well, right in there, so that when they open it, they would have a little pocket that you could have right there in their card. So that is it. That is all there is to it. You could do white, you could do gold hats. I mean, there's a lot of different colors, right? So I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think it is a super fun card, and it fits in one of our regular size envelopes. So let me show you that too. Just so we know for sure, right? But yeah, there you go. See, you can just get your tassel down in there and it will close and easily fit. Now, if you were to put this in the mail, just make sure they're going to charge you extra because it won't go through the machine with that brad on it. So you would have to, you know, add, I think it's 40 cents extra. I'm part of a card club card swap. And I have to always remember that for certain cards, depending on how thick they are, I need to put in extra postage. So that is it. So for you, those of you guys who are local, just so you know, we're having a class on April 29th. So if you are interested, please email me. It was on the newsletter that went out. So I would love to see you. We're going to talk a lot about colors and new colors. We're going to make 4 different cards. It's going to be just a ball. Great group of ladies. And then if you're interested in Card Club, I have a couple kits left this month for April's Card Club, and it starts the spring season. So if you join in April and you sign up for April, May, June, and then you pay for July, in July's kit, you get $10 additional in products. So you typically get 20, and in July you'll get 30 if you participate each month. So I hope you will think about that. And other than that, I think that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.